Hey everybody, this is Platypus here from Black Gaming, and today it's going to be a video response to Nintendo316, and his video is entitled PCs Are Not Gaming Consoles, Gaming is a Cancer. So this is going to be my video, pretty much contradicting every point that's in the video, and supporting PC as well as keeping my values up for consoles. So before you want to start, you're probably thinking, well, I'm just a PC gamer. That's not true. I have a 360, a PS3, a Wii, and a 3DS, as well as a gaming computer, and I can even show you. I'll show you probably at the end of the video. And honestly, I just think that there are every point that they pretty much made in the video was completely biased, completely no research done within the the video, and they just pretty much rattled off of their heads and pretty much made a, I don't know, I don't want to say an ass out of themselves, because, well, I mean, if you want to put it that way, but I just think that if they would have made more valid points, I could see why they said PC gaming isn't good. And it would have been like, oh, okay. But to say the things that they did in the video just makes it very questionable. And overall, it just seems very immature, especially for a guy who was like 59, I think, when he made the video. He's probably over 60 now, or whatever. They probably lied about his age anyway. So anyways, I got this whole list on my computer, like literally over a page. So, and every point I'm going to make is going to be against their video. So let me pull up this list. I'm going to start with the first part of the video. First of all, the name of the video, I already mentioned it. Their names are The Truth and The We Lover 07. So I think right there it shows a bias. It's like, this guy is the truth, so he must know everything. No, that doesn't mean anything at all. It means that he can try to proclaim himself right, but he's wrong. And We Lover 07, okay, that's pretty obvious that he loves the Wii. So, I mean, okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, and then before they do the video, they're like pointing in the screen. They're like, oh yeah, here's our video, yeah. You want me to do that for, I mean, hell, if I did that for every video I made, people would probably shoot me, because that's just flat out annoying. And really, I don't want to annoy people. I want to make people listen to me and make me, like, I don't know, like I said, I just want them to listen to me with a serious opinion, not like, oh, is this some moron with a camera just talking? So, yeah, that's pretty much what I want to get off that. They call PC gamers dumbasses. I think that just shows a sign of immaturity. I mean, to start off your video by calling PC gamers dumbasses would be like me stating that every 360, PS3, and Wii gamers are for pregnant mothers and little kids. I mean, I could say that, but I didn't. So yeah, calling us dumbasses is not the good way to start your video. Oh yeah, and then the guy says, oh, do you have games like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2? Actually, we do. There's a thing on the computer, it's called a Dolphin Emulator. You do need special specs. I think you need a dual-core processor, or a really high Pentium 4. And you need a pretty decent graphics card. I think a 7000 or higher. So I have a 9800 MGS, so I'm pretty high up there. But yeah, and we can download those ROMs for free, and we can play them on our computer for free. You guys have to pay $50 for each game. They say all PC gamers play real-time strategy games, World of Warcraft, Civilization, and The Sims. The only one that applies to me is real-time strategy games, which the only one I play is StarCraft and League of Legends. But while I stopped playing a long time ago, Civilization I never played, and The Sims is something that I never liked. I just thought it was boring. So, and then really they make fun of us saying that we're so narrow-minded on our things, when I could pretty much basically say that, oh, everybody on the consoles only plays first-person shooter games, which is not true. So, I mean, this is pretty much showing like, oh, okay, like we can like brand out PC gamers by saying this. Well, that's wrong. They make fun of the mouse and keyboard. Okay, interesting stories. I went to Best Buy recently, and I was in the PS3 accessory, and I was like, what the heck is this? They actually made a keyboard and mouse controller for the PS3. And they say that they don't know how to use that. Well, tell that to people like me and people who play PS3 and 360 about the Wii Remote. Wii Remote is very unresponsive. You need to literally hold it dead center in the screen, otherwise it'll flip out all over the place. Yeah, so really, if you think that our keyboard and mouse is a bad controller, I suggest that maybe, how about you just try Team Fortress 2? It's free to play, and just play around with it, and if you don't like it, then fine. I mean, that's cool. I mean, if you don't like our PC games, okay. They constantly swear and call us douchebags and morons and dumbasses. I could say the same thing about PC, but I'm not. You see, I'm trying to come with an honest standpoint. So that's really what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to come off as just a neutral point. Like, I like both. I really do. I love PS3. I love my PS3, actually. I love my 360, and I love my computer. I love all three. So for someone to say, like, you know, oh, you're very biased towards the one system, is wrong. It really is. And then they start playing patty cake, saying, oh, this is a console. Oh, God. First of all, and then they also say, oh, a Tetris on a graphing calculator isn't a thing, too. Yeah, I will agree with you. It's not a console, but what does it have to do with PC gaming? Nothing. That's really what the point is. And then the patty cake. Okay. And then they say PC is a multitasking device. And they called the PC, they said it's called the personal computer, not the personal console. Well, if it does multitasking, you just pretty much contradicted yourself. You can play games, you can go on the internet, you can watch YouTube videos on the internet, you can play a DVD, because a lot of games nowadays are digital distribution, so you don't need the game in your console. So you can like do all those things at once. PS360, you can listen to music, I think, and play your game, but the game audio goes over the music audio goes over the game audio, so yeah, pretty much drowns it out. And then PC year, they say, and then they always make fun of us, like, oh, you have to keep upgrading and you have to keep buying new stuff. You have to do the same thing with consoles. It's just that instead of buying a new graphics card, you buy a 360, or like you buy the Wii U when it comes out, or the PS4, the Xbox 720. Same deal, except that it's that you have to buy a whole new thing, whereas PC you just keep the same thing and just build a new one. You can buy a brand new computer if you want to. I mean, not saying you need to, but you could. The only thing that I agree on when they announced it was the system requirements. I mean, yeah, that is kind of annoying that you have to have this processor, you need to have this operating system, graphics card, DirectX, hard disk space. Yeah, that is a little annoying, but really, once you get used to it, it's not that big of a deal. And trust me, if these guys would ever play a PC game legitly, then, you know, it would have been better. Let's see, what else? Hard disk drives bad for consoles. How? How are they bad for consoles? You don't have to buy a memory card now. Remember those old consoles where you had to buy a freaking memory card every time, like a PlayStation 1? Like, oh yeah, I had to spend $70, $80 to save my game. You don't have to do that anymore. That's a good thing. And plus, you can install the game on your console, make it run better. You can do that. You can put videos on there. You can put your music on there. So these guys are just rattling off of something that shouldn't even be rattled on. And then they bash Fallout. Fallout is also Fallout 3 was I wasn't a really big fan of it, but I know a lot of people that were, and it was pretty cool, I would have to say, and it was a really fun game. And they bash it, and they say that it gives developers a way to be lazy. No, it's just that games are buggy. I mean, that's normal. And, I mean, that's normal. I mean, PC games, 360, PS3, Wii, everything. I mean, so I don't know what these guys are talking about right at that part. Buggy games you don't need to buy editions for. And consoles you don't need to. then how come every time I go on my 360 to play Modern Warfare 3, I have to... It literally flashes the screen up on my screen, disconnects me online, and then it says, oh, if you don't download this update, you're going to get kicked off. Oh, okay, so isn't that pretty much the same thing as... I mean, that's buying edition, really. You gotta update it. And if you don't, you're kicked off. Let's see. And then they say, then they praise the Wii at one part, where they're like, oh yeah, we love the Wii because it doesn't have any of these problems. Yeah, it does. Of course it does. I mean, you have to update the software firmware every once in a while. What else is wrong with the Wii? Oh yeah, the freaking menus. Yeah. To navigate the menu, you need to freaking have the motion controller. And that's just flat out annoying. Why can't I use a regular controller and navigate the menu? I mean, why do I need to use the Wii remote? I mean, it's not like my controllers are bad either. I mean, they're good controllers. I put new batteries in them, so yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. They blame PC games for not putting content on the disc, and not the game developers who make them. I don't really have a comment for that. I mean, just look. There's limited genres on the computer. So, I don't think so. I mean, I have first-person shooters, I have role-playing games, real-time strategy games. There's sports games on it, there's simulation games, fighting games, there's everything on it. Just like the consoles, pretty much. And, yeah, I mean, they're pretty much the same, it's just that the games are different. Extra controller, they said that if you want to play a PC game, you could buy a controller, but you have to pay more money. But if you want to play with your friend on the 360, don't you have to buy a controller too? Like for 50, 60 bucks? I mean, you need to buy one. The computer one's like 30. And these are like 60, so... And then, yeah, I have the toggle thing so I can play I can play games on my PC with my 360 controller. So I can do that. Full product on the disc. Give me a break. Really? Really? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go grab a game. Just 1 second. Here is Batman Arkham City. It just came out like last year, like in October. And this is not a full game on a disc. Because you want to see why? No, not that. This. You see what this is? It's a game add-on. This normally comes with every new game. And there's a code on the back that I can show you. See where my finger is? There's a code here, which has 25 digits on it. And in order to get the full game, you need to download this. Fortunately, if you don't buy it new, you have to pay 10 bucks for it. So that's not the full content on the disc. You need to buy something. Oh, and if you don't have online tough shit, you don't get it at all. And oh yeah, another games that have that is Sony. Every Sony game I think that has come out recently has had this online implemented pass system where they charge you 10 bucks if you don't buy the game new. Like, really? I mean, are you guys that... I mean, yeah, I know you had that outage for over a month, but you really need to charge people just to, get your money back? Okay, well, I know they're hurting now. Okay. No upgrades. Like, why I have to update the disc? I already put that forth. Like, yeah, I have to, really... every time I play, a 360 game, it'll pause the game, disconnect you from online. It'll say, oh, yeah, you need to download this update, otherwise you get kicked off. Like, thanks. Like, really? Like, okay, cool. They bash Red Dead Redemption. Say it's a bad game because it's a Grand Theft Auto clone. But they like Red Dead Revolver, which was crap. Red Dead Redemption was an awesome game, and I'm very ashamed that it's not on the computer yet. I mean, considering that LA Noire is on the computer, Max Payne 3, which is coming out, I'm pretty sure Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be on it, Grand Theft Auto 4. The only one that's not is Red Dead Redemption. Why? And then they said, oh yeah, zombies, they really needed to add zombies to make the game better. No, they added the zombies because it was fun. I mean, just because, Mario, I mean, I could make fun out of Mario, but I'm not going to because I don't need to. Okay, and then they say, oh yeah, that computer games, like, every, like, so often, like, within the same year they release new expansion packs. That's the same, that's legit if you're only talking about Sims and World of Warcraft. And really, I don't play those games, so I'm not affected by it. But yet they forget to mention the whole season pass system for consoles, where like Gears of War would be like, oh yeah, buy the season pass, you get all the download content for $30, and it's like, oh my god, that's such an amazing deal because normally I pay $45. Yeah, amazing deal. Yeah, you just got ripped off. Oh yeah, full game on the disc. Yeah, right. Okay. And then, oh yeah, and they say that this doesn't happen on consoles. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it was released in February for $60. And then when Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, they made it $40 with everything on it. So pretty much the first game was like a nice drink coaster. Yeah, thanks, Capcom. I really appreciate it. The only PC gamers out there are the ones that started playing during text-based games. I laugh because I only started to play PC games in 2009 when I got my gaming computer. And before that, I always played console. I had an N64, I had a PlayStation, I had an Xbox. I still have all these consoles I'm listing. Game Boy, whatever. But like I said, like, just because you play PC games doesn't mean you play since the dawn of time. I mean, you can start whenever. And then, oh yeah, that Wii Lover guy, he said, oh yeah, I had this friend, oh, but I'm not friends with him anymore because he's PC gamer. So we're trying to accept you as a mature person with your own police opinion, but yet you're not going to friend somebody because they're a PC gamer. I could be like, oh yeah, you're a 360 gamer, I don't like you, I'm not going to be friends with you. But I'm not. I stand corrected, but that's wrong. And then the last part, for part 1, I'm going to make another response for part 2, because this is already over 17 minutes. Games on the PC, then ported to consoles, they say that's irrelevant. How? If it wasn't for PC, you wouldn't have those games. So, and they're saying it's a tool. Okay. Yeah, there is like software development kits on the PC to make new games too. Yeah. But let's go back to that point. Okay. PC games are ported or irrelevant. If it wasn't for the PC, you wouldn't have Super Mario Galaxy 1. You wouldn't have Super Mario Galaxy 2. Any game that you mentioned in the video, you would not have if you didn't have a computer. They sometimes they do develop games on consoles, but you need a computer to start it off because 360 doesn't have those types of programs. But then again, like I said, this whole irrelevant thing is just that's irrelevant itself because you need these, and it wasn't for the PC, like I said, you wouldn't have any of these consoles. You wouldn't have the games. You wouldn't have the consoles. So you're pretty much saying that it's irrelevant when it directly affects your games. So that's pretty much all I have to say for the first part of the video. I'm gonna be making the second video right now, so just stay tuned.